but it's with the j.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have another one. I canceled it, but they didn't get it. Oh, we're live already.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, good morning, Petra. It's
Good
beautiful
morning.
here. How are you?
Thank you. Good. Quite interesting, like we said before, right? All the beautiful energies around us, and changing us and influencing us. It's like the light behind you. So, it's
Yes,
bringing
it is.
in the things. And yeah, I've been a bit tired this morning, but balancing things. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, I guess we can talk about energy because energy is a good topic for you as a tell us a little bit about what you do and how you help women, and yeah, that's what this coffee connect is about. You can buy a little coffee cup. It's actually peppermint tea, not coffee.
I,
I, if
I
I
feel
drank
you.
coffee, I'd be like, it'd be worse. So, yeah, share a little bit about what you do and how you help women, Petra, please.
I feel you. I don't drink coffee either. But I used to,
Yeah,
but then I would end up at emergencies. But at the same time, I love the smell of the coffee.
me too.
But never do drink it. I drink tea as well, so I love it. I am a feminine essence empowerment coach and energy healer, and I help women, well, to kind of support themselves and their energy levels as well as their emotions. So I literally show them how to empower the feminine essence, which is a sense, in sense, an essence of who we are. I truly believe that feminine energy or feminine essence is the catalyst for change. It's the fluidity, it's the river, the water, everything that we feel, as either in emotions or as energy or anything that we sense around us, right? And we tend to not listen to it, as intuition or however you want to call it. And I do help them support the feminine essence of three different levels. So the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual. And in the physical, majority of it is our womb, and our uterus is a physical organ which we as women tend to put aside quite often.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, so, and I help them. If I say it in one sentence, I would like to literally say I help them heal their wombs and their wounds because they go together really well.
They really do. We have almost this innate womb space that literally is. I saw an image this morning, and it was the tree of life, and then a placenta, and it was interesting. The placenta and the tree of life are
Yeah,
almost identical. And most things, like you talk about the liver as an organ, which is um, it has those tree trunks as well.
mhm.
So it's interesting how
Yeah,
everything has this amazing energy force, life force that carries through us.
yeah.
So,
It's
yeah,
a beautiful connection. I
yeah.
agree.
So
And
your business, how do you actually operate, and how do you teach that energy healing for women? How do you go about teaching it?
I love to. My base, and I probably do this quite differently than a lot of others or other people that I've met do. I am a strong believer in empowerment, because I started energy healing. Wow, in 20 years now, more than 20 years. I've been connected to energy world since I was 7 years old, and closed it a bit, and then it forced me to come back again, as universe does. What we need to learn and what we need to accept and integrate, it comes back to our path.
It
Um,
smack you in the head if you don't.
yeah, like I always say, right? Is it a feather, brick, or a truck, right? If we don't listen, then it's a truck. And yeah, but I do love teaching and empowering women to actually understand the feminine essence, the energy, the emotions within their bodies, to really have the tools in any situation so they can actually rely on themselves. I don't want them to be reliable, to be um, to rely only on me as a coach, right? I want them to feel empowered in whatever situation they are, so they can actually take their own power back. Because I feel that in this world today, there's a lot of beautiful things that we have, and we are giving our power away so many times in a day that we actually are depleting ourselves. And I think it's time to bring back the balance and the flow, and really trust our own bodies and our intuition to guide us what we need. And I know for myself, going through a self-healing journey, that if I wouldn't be listening to my body, and if I wouldn't listen and surrender to that voice within, I wouldn't be here today. So, and I think it's really important to not only understand, because we tend to understand with our brain, right, with our 3D mind, but also inner stand, right, inside of our bodies, to feel it, to experience it, and into integrate it into our body, so we can live.
Yeah. So do you have courses? Do you have like events that you teach this, so that women can become empowered? Do you have those sorts of things on offer for women?
Yes, so I do one-on-one coaching. I normally do sessions because I feel like in one or two sessions we can't really, we're just touching and scraping the
That's
surface. And I do online programs, and one is currently running already, and we're almost at the end. We're starting a new one. Probably I'm going to move a date into February, because I feel intuitively, I go really with my intuition, and I feel like the energies are shifting right now, so I am going to move the date to February, so end of February, well, probably mid February. But it is a 12-week online mastermind, where we do all three levels of physical, emotional, and spiritual. And I also have half day workshops that they can join. One is coming up on the 5th of December. And currently there's free tickets. So whoever wants to join, I'm more than welcome to post a link
lovely.
underneath.
Yeah, if you could do that, Petra,
Yeah, for sure.
a little later, maybe
Yeah,
the
yeah,
half day, just so that they can get a feel for what you do teach,
yeah,
and then possibly next year when you begin your 12-week program again, which sounds exciting.
yeah,
Yeah, you can join that. So,
for sure.
okay, so my next question is, do you have a go-to style?
It's really interesting, because I used to be a really shy person. I used to not wear anything that would be, out there in colors and things. So my go-to was normally brown or blue. So then I went back, because I originally come from Slovenia, a small country in Europe, and when I was growing up and really getting to know myself, I was drawn to this beautiful class of how to, style yourself and find your own style and find your own colors. And this beautiful lady, introduced me to, we took a look at, our features and colors, and, the tone of the skin, and, the shape of the body and everything. And she gave us, different color palettes of the seasons.
Yeah,
So I dropped into the spring season, and I never thought of myself as a spring season, with bright colors. But when I actually look at the palette and next to my skin, I started really connecting to those colors. And for me, as being a really introvert person, although I speak a lot, talk a lot, but I am quite introverted.
yeah,
For me to get out and do something about it was quite out of my shell. And I didn't have the style, but now I feel like everything that's more natural, anything that has brighter colors with a lot of light. Pink is my favorite.
yes,
Aqua is my color too. But I don't know. I don't have a specific style. I think it's more combining things that I love and that I feel like intuitively drawn to. And also, I get goosebumps, interesting. And I also feel like if I put something on and I feel really feminine or feel really sexy, as a woman, and I feel good in it. I think this is something I would wear. Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting you said that you just went goosey, because I intuitively help women with their style, and I always ask them when we're doing a wardrobe edit, how does that garment, when they reach for it and they grab it out of their wardrobe, I ask them, how is their energy feeling? Is their energy elevated or is their energy lowered? And a lot of times a garment will sit in the wardrobe because it's really low energy. It's got no energy attached to it. And that's when I say, rightio, it's out. But not very often, because most women do intuitively dress. Like most of us have a wardrobe of clothes that we're intuitively drawn to, which is quite surprising. We do have a style of our own, and it's up to me to organize it and get it so that you can see the whole wardrobe and utilize the whole wardrobe, not so much just one or two pieces. And that's the skill of putting that together and connecting that together so that you're energetically elevated when you go to the wardrobe. So you're reflecting that energy daily as you look at your clothing. So yeah,
I love that. I really do love that. Like,
interesting what you were saying. I've just gone goosey as well, because it's that intuitive,
yeah,
energetic feeling that I love women to have with their clothing. That connection, it's beautiful.
I agree. Yeah, I agree completely.
So what has been your biggest challenge with style?
I think my biggest challenge in the past was definitely finding the right shape. So clothes that fit my shape of the body. I'm pretty busty and I have curves. And I've noticed that, when I go shopping, either, styles that in the shops that I go to, either they don't have a shape. And that makes me feel like a sack of potatoes. Yeah, literally. And it's not feminine to me. But I think the shape of the clothes was one of the things that was the hardest for me. And I think it's still, especially now moving into summer here, right? I need to get some new swimmers. And it's, oh my God, like there's literally, because I'm tiny at the back, right? And busty at the front. So it's kind of hard to find the balance.
Quite tall too, Petra, aren't you?
I'm tall. Yes, I'm pretty tall. Yeah.
You have that length here between the
Yeah.
as well. So a
Yeah.
lot of times the swimwear is quite it's not as long
You mean as a one piece?
as a one
Yeah,
piece.
yeah. With one pieces, I can't do it. Like I need to do two separate pieces, but even with two separate pieces, and I think this is something, I don't know, maybe a lot of women can relate to that. But for me, like I have hips, but like I'm normally an 8 to a 10 size, but my bust is, it's a bit fuller, so it's kind of hard to find combinations because either you need to do, a set, or it's kind of hard to separate things and find separate pieces. And also I find that now that I've kind of developed what colors I like, and what kind of style I like, way of shape in clothing I like, I kind of find it hard to find colors, especially here in Brisbane, Australia. I feel like they're really dull colors, like there's just black or gray, or there's not a lot of beautiful tones in between, right? There's so many different variety of colors in our palettes, right?
We're
So
very strongly led by Europe and USA, unfortunately, and they're going into their fall. But
fall.
but their light is so different to Australia.
Yeah.
Australia needs that beautiful crisp color because of the light. If we have those grays and those, I've seen a lot of those greens and yellows, but they're quite khaki looking, and
Yeah.
the energy in those clothing is just really, really low.
Yeah.
Really, really low, and it's not elevating at all. I will suggest to go to some little boutiques. It's one of the best ways to get yourself some clothing that is not like that. It's the big chains that really do have that. Oh, I don't know what it is. It's just this bulk buy perception, and they get a few colors. I went into H&M the other day and I was just mortified with the colors for the new season. Just like, oh my God, nobody wear that.
The most interesting thing that I actually realized is because last year my partner and I went back to Europe, right? Because my father died, unfortunately, and we went to the funeral. And while we were there, because we're there, to meet the families and as well, tried to do other things as well. And we went shopping for a day, and I found more clothes in different colors. Oh, don't get me wrong, it was summer, but still there was so many different colors. And even H&M, which is normally in Europe quite vibrant, here in Australia, even Zara, for example, Zara is in Europe, which is Spanish company, is normally
really
quite like with a huge variety. Now here it is really, really dull things that there's no variety, not in color, maybe in shape here and there, and sometimes in shoes, but that's about it. And then I would love to know where you shop, because I'm actually thinking of going back to Europe to go and shop. Well, not now, but still.
Yeah. I would really suggest some of the little boutiques, like around Park Road, those sorts of areas in Brisbane, just those little boutiques where you can find some little gems. Even out around Ipswich, there's some beautiful little places. Up on the Sunshine Coast, there's some little boutiques, in the strip shops, Coolum. We've got a beautiful little boutique that's just opened in my little town in Woombye. So Montville, Mullaney, those sorts of places, you can pick up some little key pieces. But swimwear, I wanted to get back to swimwear because I've just done a swimwear purchase with a client, and we went to a great stall called, I think it's Baku. I think it's Bakau. It's a chain. It's in the Sunshine Plaza at the Sunny Coast. But they do separates, and they do separates really, really beautifully. As we age and we live a little, women don't want to be showing this mid part of our tummies anymore. So they do separates. So they do, full pants, and then they do like rashies, but quite feminine rashies. So they've got a little, little sleeve. So they're quite feminine. So might be worth your while having a look there. And they sell them as separate so that you can get the bigger top and the smaller bottom. So yeah, just to help.
Beautiful.
But you might be able to find those sorts of little boutiques down in where you live. But boutiques are the ones that are really quite. We should be, I guess, supporting them more, because they are the ones that just go out and purchase just a select few. They don't buy this massive container load of clothing. So you're not going to see your image coming at you from somewhere else, which is quite key, So what are your greatest achievements in regards to your style journey? So I guess a little bit more about when you did that course, how has that helped you when you do buy clothes?
Heaps, because then the first thing that this beautiful lady told me, that I never was drawn to a black color. Like for me, I only ever owned maybe 2 pieces of black clothing in my entire wardrobe. I normally had navy blues. And this lady told me, because my sister said, well, you go. She wanted, she was in black in that area of her life. She loved and she was drawn to black. And she was like, maybe why don't you grab like a black dress or black, trousers? And I was never drawn to it. And this lady said, please don't wear black, because the black color towards your olive skin will look like you're literally dead. And that was the first thing that I was like, wow, I never thought of that. And then we went through the store. There was a big, like Myers in Europe, but it's not
Yeah.
Myers, just
Yeah.
it's the same store, like, or David Jones. And we went through the store, and I actually started observing the colors in the mirror, and how they reflect on my skin and my eyes, and and how do they open up my face? Do they make it dull, or just literally disappear in the clothing? Yeah. So I think that was one of the aha moments for me. And also, that because I was always drawn to um, asymmetrical clothing, right? So back in Europe, we had winter. So, the how do you call them, winter jackets, or winter
Yeah.
coats.
Yeah.
I never liked those really straight things. I wanted everything, crisscrossing, and
Yeah.
something different.
Diagonal. Yeah.
Yeah, so something that's different. So, and she was like, you're tall, so you literally can get away with all of this,
Definitely.
yeah. So she literally opened up the choices for me, and also gave me the confidence to actually start trusting myself more, so I can start experiencing more, so I can get out of my shelf a bit more. Because I'm a person that cares a lot about people, and back then I was quite a people pleaser. And whatever else everybody else was doing, that's how it went, right? I shouldn't have my own opinion. So and I think the biggest achievement in my style was that I actually started gaining more confidence in myself, and I started trusting my own decisions of what I wear, and what colors I choose, and what feels good for me. And really finding my own intuitive way of combining things, and not really relying on others' opinion, and really finding my own center. Yeah.
Because fashion and style are so different. Fashion is this thing that just goes like this, it's here, it's there, and it's gone. Style stays with you. It really does. And I think it's a Coco Chanel quote, but it is so true. What style you own, you will be known for it, because people will always recognize what style you are. So for women that would like change, or to create change in themselves, but aren't sure to go about it, what's your suggestion? What would you suggest to women that want change in their lives?
If I think of myself, back then, I would say definitely, you know, trust your instincts more.
Mm.
If you feel like you don't know where to start, or if you feel like you don't know what to combine, or what really suits your body, then yes, do a course. Because like for me, that helped me a lot. It gave me a completely different perspective, and it helped me gain my own confidence in who I am, as a woman, in the style of the physical clothing, and because I truly believe that our clothing, as well as our accessories, right, like our glasses or jewelry or whatever it is, it's just an expression of how we feel, who we are, what we want to portray to the people around us, and what kind of energy we want to give out. And if start small, small steps,
Yeah.
and building that confidence with someone that is ready to listen, to what you really feel good in, not just what is the trend. That's
Yeah.
maybe just my perspective, because that helped me a lot to understand who I am, instead of putting myself in a box of someone else, and what it needs to be, or what is right. And really owning, like eventually, with small steps, owning who we are, and how we feel, and what we love, and what we like. And um, like for me, I know people always comment on my pink glasses, right? And I used to be really boring with my glasses, and I always wanted to have really vivid glasses, because it was something that I couldn't get rid of, right? So I can't wear contact lenses, because my eyes don't like it. And I wanted to make a statement because this was a part of me, right? I wanted to integrate it with me. And I remember it took me years to actually own up and get the courage to actually buy those glasses. And it's really interesting because my partner found these and he knows me really well. And he found them and he was like, "These are yours." And I was like, "Oh my God, they're so gorgeous." And I was like, "I can't wear them." And he was like, "Oh, what do you mean you can't? They fit you perfectly." And
Agree with any others.
that's the thing. But the thing is, it took an hour in the shop going around with the same glasses on me to actually own up to the courage inside of me to actually buy them. And now I love them. And the thing is, these were the last pair because I broke my pair before, and these were the last pair from Europe that I could get and import. Um, I couldn't find them anywhere. So I guess these are the last ones.
And women wear glasses as an accessory all the time,
Yeah.
don't they? That's part of it's almost like an attachment to who they are. So yeah, I love your pink glasses, Petra. They're beautiful.
Thank you.
It's interesting what you were saying about black before. I'll just go back, I'll digress.
Yeah, that's fine.
Interesting what you were saying. Black to me has always been a cultural thing as well.
Oh,
um,
really?
yeah, because I've got a Slovenian father, and well, Italian, Slovenian, whatever he is. Um, and yeah, if I ever wore black as a younger person, young woman, he would say, "Who died?" That was his first thing. That was the first thing he would say to me. So his cultural belief has blended onto me, kind of thing. So, but also from a stylist point of view, black doesn't reflect any color.
Yeah,
It's
it
just got a
absorbs it. Yeah.
really low vibration. So it's another one that if you wear it like down the bottom. Try not to wear it at the top because it does have that real it drains the energy from your
Yeah.
face. So and we want color to reflect energy and light. So yeah.
I
So
agree.
where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Beautiful.
Wow. It's really interesting because I used to be a planner.
Mm-hmm.
I used to plan ahead everything. I had a plan for everything. um, Now I actually go with the
Was that
flow
control?
more.
Sorry.
Sorry?
Was that control or was that plan?
Of course it was control. It was planning and control and, fearing of what's going to happen in the future. Oh my God. But that's the thing, right? If you would ask me this like 20 years ago, I would be like, nope, no, I planned because I like, this is the way it needs to be. So I know where to go. But that was just fear, because I didn't own that part of me, that shadow part of me. Now I can look at back and go, oh my God, that was such a shadow part, like you didn't have a plan at all. But it's really interesting seeing myself in 5 years, probably completely different that I'm here now. But even if I say what I would want, I definitely see myself helping women. This is something that I'm really passionate about, and it really makes my heart sing. Like it all really makes my heart so warm,
Yeah.
because I know I can see, women struggling in the world, and being literally in a box, thinking and striving for goals that, eventually when they come to those goals and achieve them, the feeling is not the same, right? There's this empty feeling inside still, and I have a lot of those women in my coaching as well. Not that I'm saying everybody's the same, but there are some, things that relate.
I think it's so beautiful too when you can coach a client or you can mentor a client and see the change and the
Yeah,
shift in them. That's like that really rewards. That's the reward as a woman, because you actually see that woman just light.
yeah.
Her energy just lights up, and it's just purely beautiful to see, and I absolutely adore it. So
The most beautiful feeling I feel, is when I see that when they're changing the energy and the perception within them, I
yes,
know that they will ripple this out into their own field and into their own world. So that for me means that if I'm touching their hearts, they're touching others as well. And that means that I'm connecting to more people around the world and helping, just by sharing my knowledge, and my heart.
Mhm.
And if I look at 5 years ago, now it's going to be 6, but about 5 years ago, I moved to Australia.
Mm.
And, I used to dream, going to the beach for a walk and, putting my feet in the sand. And now I have it, and if I look 5 years in the future, of course, I would love to have a family, and I would love to, have also an academy for women. I would love to run retreats that where, women can actually connect back to their bodies, and the power of the circle and the
Yeah,
community of women, supporting each other. And I'm looking more and more, and I think universe is pushing me in that direction of community as well as,
yeah,
yeah, because I feel like, bringing women together and holding the space is something so sacred.
yeah.
And I do that with my heart to heart circles once a month. And it's beautiful just to share without any pressure, without anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had one last night. I registered for it, but then I was back to back all day. And by the time that came on, I was just like, I couldn't even think properly. So,
yeah,
like, no, you have to give yourself a rest. But I
yeah,
see that image behind me, Petra, and I can just see a group of women gathering in that space. It's
yeah.
just such a pure space. And I love what you said about the retreats and holding those retreats with your academy and things. So I wish you all the best, all,
Thank you.
future. And I am so grateful that you have come on and shared your story. If you could share the link to your half day for these beautiful women.
I will, for
If there's
sure.
anyone that wants to have a chat with Petra, maybe message in the comment chat, and you can link up and have
For
that
sure.
with them and book. Yeah, fine,
Would love to. I have a 30-minute free chat, essence call, so
beautiful,
we can discover things if, somebody would be more interested in learning about feminine essence. For sure.
beautiful. Thank you, my darling. Have a
Thank
great
you, beautiful Lucia.
Thank
You
you,
too.
guys. We shall see you